Yo guys, what's up? Back with another tag review for this current season of Masterleague. Yes, today, if you see this, you actually already know what I'm gonna talk about, and that is going to be lightning fast. Alright, lightning fast with UC. If you get from this, to be honest, lightning fast actually has a lot of options, but again, a lot of its options are actually limited. Not many are actually free to play, but it does have some Gundams, which rather like in the, let's say, like in the Unstoppable, it might doesn't have really much tank, but Lightning Fast has a lot of options for it for tank. Funnily enough, um, yeah. So let's start with it. Okay. The decal for this one, the most free-to-play options is gonna be Caswell. Caswell's Gundam is great. Again, this is UC series. You're gonna fight some of the mobile suit Gundam units. I'm not sure it can be used at the moment. So, yeah, mobile suit Gundam tags. There's some I think that actually you can counter with it. I'm not really sure. There's a GP0. No, it's Zeta, right? So the counter, I don't really think the counter can be as much as whatever has been done by the likes of, let's say, Red Zeta. So I would say like Casfall still is gonna be one hell of a unit. Again, increasing Casfall is actually still a good option in this game because some of the stages like expert 1, expert 4 might actually need you to get use of a good Casfall Gundam. So personally, I would say you will need to get him to ultimate UR first, or maybe the final ultimate UR, right? So um, again, my problem is still even though it has an increased attack. Again, my problem is gonna be with the hyper bazooka. No matter it's very strong, but again, hyper bazooka is like increase reduce accuracy is kind of help me a bit. You're gonna have a lot of opponents with high mobility and also evasion and stuff, so it's gonna be a bit of a problem. The kick is actually not that great because it is a melee, but it actually has two range, so it's kind of acceptable. But personally, I would like to focus more on hyper bazooka, but again, careful with the accuracy. It doesn't really focus more on critical, so the best pilot for it, you can go with Kowraki. If you want to go free to play, you can go with Kowraki, one of the better ones. Another one is Charles Noble, but Charles doesn't really have nice, range. Ko actually has a better range start, so yeah, for me, I think Kowraki is actually a better choice for now, right? And then, one of the main ones you will realize here is the premium attacker is gonna be Zeta. Zeta is insanely strong. I'm sorry, I don't have that one, so doesn't appear here. But Zeta Gundam gonna be a very, very strong option. Again, Camille and Zeta is one of the hardest hitting mobile suit in the game, and yep, if you have lightning fast, Zeta is your boy, right? And then you're gonna have Unicorn as the other options. To be honest, I don't think Unicorn hits as much as Zeta would, so it's kind of having a identity crisis at some point. And because of course in the future they're gonna give us a unicorn with a fully awakened, full armor kind of thing, right? So this one is just just a tease of what unicorn can do. So yeah, unicorn of course the pilot gonna be Banajir, and you go with the EX skill. But personally, if I say a premium attacker, it will be I prefer Zeta more. Even if you only have like a you know limit break 0 unicorn, it will still be advisable to actually use Casfall instead. So yeah, Casfall is might go to it because I don't have Zeta. If you have Zeta, it's gonna be Zeta and then Casfall and then unicorn, right? As for the support, again, yes, it's gonna be new Gundam. I just realized that actually not many people have new Gundam, which kind of like it kind of blew my mind. Actually, not many people have this one. So a new Gundam is actually a special support. So it supports other special, characters. For this one, I this guy it doesn't really that matter because what you want the fin final is actually the fin final hits freaking hard, and Amuro is such a good pilot, and also this thing has an increased accuracy and evasion, so the guy is actually great. And you see here, beam range weapon reduced by 50%. You know, new Gundam is pretty bonkers actually. So I just know that not many people actually got new Gundam, so might be lucky ones actually. Yeah, so yeah, I heard more people got Freedom instead of new Gundam. So personally, new Gundam is great. Even at Limit Break Zero, is still like it's still a very strong unit. Actually, it's a very good unit. If you have it, go with it, and if you don't, I'm not really sure. So the problem with the lightning fast tag, you will see like the support is kinda, you know, mostly free to play support. You don't really have a premium support other than new Gundam, and I mean these supports like Gundam Mark II prototype do think like if you have new Gundam it's better. If not, you just go with these guys. Alright, one of the best development unit, and that is Zeta Gundam. Zeta is great. Zeta is good. It will need the vigor increase, so I'm not really sure. Is that? Oh yeah, gonna be Asuna. Again, Asuna is gonna be a very good pilot with Zeta. Stem tech as well, AUG, right? And Zeta's range is what makes give it the, like, you know, an edge of other. And again, Hyper Mega Launcher is you know, you can miss with the 95%, but if you use Asuna on it, you might actually have access to the giant beam saber much faster, and this thing hits hard. It hits like a truck. You see here the power level, like 8,000. So you may think, yeah, it's only 8,000 attack and 9,000 mobility, but the thing is, the 8,000 attack is supported by 5 for you know, power, so it actually is pretty good. But mostly you're gonna use it for the Hyper Mega Launcher, for the range, insanely long range, 5 like Wing Gundam. Again, my problem still with the accuracy. You might actually want to go with Giant Beam Saber most of the time if the opponent is actually you know, can evade. But when the battle starts, mostly you're gonna hit with the Hyper Mega Launcher in your support. The Giant Beam Saber is gonna be when it can get close to the opponent. Another option is actually the lesser Qibili. I would say that the double Zeta Qibili is much better than the standard Qibili, but it's still a passable unit again, because you see here it actually have a sizable defense with mobility, so it's pretty good. And again, it has an eye field beam reduce, right? So it reduced 20%, not as good as a new Gundam, but it's a pretty good beam. Again, because this is UC series, beams gonna be everywhere. The option for physical is not that much actually in this series, unless it's go with the bazooka, right? But the bazooka has a lower accuracy, so that's that. The funnel has a 20% critical and also defense down, which actually I do think is, as a support, is good. But if you want to deal more damage, the Qibili double Zeta is better. So there's that. There's the a bit of discrepancies there, but I would say Qibili is still possible. It's a still possible support here. And then we gonna have the Red Gundam. Yeah, the Red Gundam is actually have a very high stat for the lightning fast. The funnel is actually special. No, it's defense down. So yeah, Red Gundam is a defense down and over 4-6 power. So basically, I mean, the reason I don't really first comment and you know, kind of put that Gundam first is not many people gonna have him if they don't start on the first day. This guy is very you know, limited, because it was here when the game just started, well, maybe not many people was there. But if you have that Gundam, yeah, it's great support. It has its own dedicated pilot with Shuji. You can actually use Amuro with this guy. Again, Amuro is insane, because it has the special focus on special. So, but the thing is, because you are using lightning fast, it's not really make sense to actually use Amulo. So you can use other pilots, for example, like Suleta. Suleta is a good option, and also Asuna is very good option. Asuna has a higher awaken than range, so Asuna is a good option. Also, this Gundam has a higher mobility, so it can actually move fast. And again, the attack 9,000 is not bad actually, better than Zeta definitely. So if you want to support, is actually your guy. The other option is the just release G Quarks with the heads in. So this G Quarks, I don't really see much of a merit for this unit. You see the maximum is just mobility kind of unit against like a Murasame kind. They don't really do much, only high mobility. So if it doesn't have the power, then what's the point? But this unit also support on the beam, so if actually use any beam attacker, that actually might be useful, especially like I think Zeta is beam. No, Zeta is combined, right? The thing is, like, beam support here, there's not much actually. So yeah, that's that. So, and then we go to tank before I actually go to the one of the few great units in this free great unit in this tag. First we go with the tank. Personally, I really like Zaku tree. Zaku tree has increased HP and also evasion, which is great. PvP is great to have evasion, and beam cannon is you most likely will go with the beam cannon because of the attack down, and Psycho Pressure is always great, has a good power, it's a good finisher actually. I do feel like there is more value to these tanks when they have Psycho Pressure. Again, Psycho Pressure is a very good accuracy, has a critical and a high power. So if you have a tank with a good, let's say good awaken stats like Amuro, it's actually good. Yona is okay, but you just want Yona for the double block. But Yona has a very balanced stat, which is not bad, right? So my personal choice, if I go for this lightning fast tag, I will go with Zaku tree. The other option is going to be Gian EOS. Gian EOS is more like a defense one. It also has the evasion, which is great. Again, evasion is good for tanks. And then it has a defense increase. So the problem is this compared to the Zaku is like it has a giant bazooka, again, something that it can be evaded, and it just like accuracy decrease. So personally, I would still prefer the Zaku tree. And the last one is gonna be Queen Manta. Queen Manta has the eye beam again, reduced damage from beam range weapon, increased defense, and Queen Manta is actually quite the dark horse in the tank section. The diffuse mega particle cannon is always good because with the attack down, if can hit several enemies is quite nice, but it's not there for the damage. For the funnel is actually good with the mobility down, but preferably I would prefer something with the attack down actually, but mobility down with 5 range, I mean, take it. With critical, take it, right? And the diffuse mega cannon is just damage done. So personally, I would still take Zaku and Queen Manta as the alternative, right? And now we go with the final. I won't go really much on the tanks that is limited because this three is actually good enough, especially these two, Zaku and Queen Manta. And last ones I want to talk about is there are 2 more attackers that I haven't talked about, which personally I do think is a very, very great attacker, and one of them is Hyakushiki. Hyakushiki is insanely good. It helps you in your early stages because it can cover 2 versions of the missions. And Hyakushiki, I do think Hyakushiki is most of you might actually have it on level 3 or might actually get it to level 100 like what I did. Hyakushiki is a very good option. The map weapon sucks, don't bother. Seriously, one line, I never like this one line. Most likely not any enemy are gonna do this, so yeah, never mind. Personally, I don't really like how the clay bazooka doesn't have a buff. So, but this thing like hits really hard actually, and also the other one's gonna be the beam saber, right? Beam saber increase critical. So it has two options for melee and range. Again, the best pirate could be actually a Kouraki again. Kouraki with his Kodak is just insane with the stats, so yeah, that's that, right? So, and another one, since I mentioned Kouraki, you might have realized, yes, GP01 Full Banyan. This thing is freaking insane. Yes, I love Full Banyan. This thing is awesome. It has a very good long range damage, 5005 with increase by 15% on top of almost 13,000 power. So, bro, I kind of purposely didn't talk about Full Banyan because I was like, yeah, Full Banyan. Come on, I've talked about this guy before. This guy is insane, man. This guy is hard to not to miss actually, and yeah, nothing else to say. Moment 4, who cares, right? Who cares? But again, you might be careful because it doesn't really perform well in land. Yeah, movement minus 50%. But if you put it on the front, it actually can hit really hard. So it's gonna be like a bulky unit that you gonna put in your front line. Mobility is okay. It doesn't want to move first. And actually it might actually help with the movement. Its movement gonna be limited to 2. So if the opponent move first, it might actually help it more. But again, this thing got held down by the mobility, but we still can work on that. So if I were to make a team of this lightning fast, again, my number one priority, if I have Zeta, is gonna be Zeta, hands down Zeta, and then gonna be either Casfall or Full Banyan, depending on how I put my team. Hyakushiki is a good option as well. But personally, I tend to go towards Full Banyan more because I would do with the counter. If you don't like that strategy, you would better go with the Casfall or actually Hyakushiki. And Hazel is always a good option if you have, but again, this tag actually has a lot of options. So it doesn't really matter if you have to go to, the limited, unless you have them 3 stars, right? For the support, again, New Gundam still the best support here. Then after that, I would go personally with the Red Gundam and Quibbly. Zeta is not because the accuracy again problem. I would go with Red Gundam or Quibbly. I would still put Zeta above the Geekquacks, but that's up to you. And for the tank, I mean, you can put 2, right? So put 2 out of these 4. And for the tank, I would personally pick Zakutri, but Queen Manta is actually a good option as well. So that's all for me for the lightning fast tag. So let me know what you think and put your comments below, and see you next time. Bye bye.